Tuesday morning, feels like Friday already. Got back late last night. There's a little bit what I found when I got back. It's 10 to 1 in the morning. I'm back from London and there's a massive tractor down there that we're going to have a look at. And some random geese flying over. That is absolutely massive. It's bigger than a barn. The €1 million tractor, I think it is. It's an absolute monster. We'll have a quick look at it in a minute. Here's why I was late back last night. This is doing a bit of a news piece with GB News, and I thought it was pretty good. Got a lot of points across on how expensive tractors actually are, especially the list price of them. Here's that.
Labour's brutal budget has received plenty of brickbats, but none has been more acute than that of the farmers who now face death duties on farms bequeathed that exceed the value of £1 million. The move is part of a broader tax change that includes businesses in taxable estates. But new analysis from CBI Economics has found that the move will actually lead to a loss of 125,000 jobs and hence cost the Treasury £2.6 billion over 5 years. But the policy was only ever projected to generate £1.3 billion for the Treasury anyway. So this appears to be the latest case of socialists learning the rule of unintended consequences and losing money. Well, I'm joined now by Ollie Harrison, one of today's speakers at today's Farmers' Rally at the London Palladium. Ollie, thank you very much for coming in. So tell me, what was going on at the Palladium?
So farmers, we've had the noise for probably 5 or 6 weeks now since the budget on the APR, Agricultural Property Relief, and the BPR, which is Business Property Relief. But of course, it affects most businesses in the UK, and most of them are family businesses. So we wanted to say, well, come and join us. We've got the noise, we've got the media, and explain that it's not just us. Because one of the things people keep saying is, why shouldn't farmers pay inheritance tax? Well, personally, I don't think any business should, especially when it's employing people and paying taxes when it generates profits.
Well, every business that has any capital equipment is likely to be hit by this tax, that any manufacturing business is likely to have assets of over £1 million, they will be hit. You're actually encouraging people to have businesses without any assets.
Exactly, yeah, and this £1 million, in most businesses, it's just on paper. It doesn't really exist. It's something that's grown in the background. Machinery now.
Just remind me of how much a new tractor would cost.
Well, we got to this summer and they were 250,000 each.
Each. So you're talking about 4 tractors making up £1 million.
A big tractor is £1 million.
OK, just one?
Yeah.
And I didn't realise, I knew tractors were quite expensive, but I didn't realise that there were tractors at £1 million before this conversation started, and therefore any farmer who is doing it professionally, because one of the strengths of British agriculture is how it has adapted in recent years and become more concentrated. Fewer farmers, but with bigger acreage and bigger capital expenditure. They will all be hit. It's pushing it back into an older form of farming.
Yeah, and don't forget that these tractors, list price will be £1 million. You might get a discount, 700,000. Well, we don't write a cheque out for 700,000. Originally that tractor would have been £500 in the 1960s, and then it's traded in and traded up and traded up and traded up, and now we're at these levels with £250,000. And that is the thing, that in this budget they're trying to tax 20% of a multi-generational business in one generation, which we can't afford to pay.
And when you go to the Palladium, what's the mood amongst farmers and businesses? Are they saying they're going to give up? Do they think they can get through this, that it'll be a bit of a squeeze?
We literally don't know where to go. And that is why people wanted to come. They need direction. They want to feel like they're doing something, because the industry has just been completely beaten. We've had some terrible the worst harvest ever. And then now there's just no motivation within farming and other business now to invest and go on.
And farmers have this large capital asset, which they use for very little income to feed the country. You must be tempted to sell up and go to Monte Carlo.
Exactly. And this is the thing.
Because you'd have quite a lot of cash if you did.
If you did, yeah.
And do you think there's a way of handling this to say, look, you can pass land down for free and you can pass down equipment for free, but if 7 years after you've inherited, you sell up, then the tax should apply then, to do it at a later date, so that you keep the commitment to farming, but that you don't make business assets and farming assets completely exempt from
Yeah, no,
duties.
that's entirely true. I can see what they've tried to do. They've just got the bar wrong. They've just been out of touch. You know, they've obviously rushed the budget through. Look, this is us. This is what we're going to do. And I feel like they've been a little bit stubborn now and not wanting to admit their mistake.
And do you think there are rich landowners who it would be possible to catch without catching family farms, which seems to be what they were initially aiming at?
There's a mechanism to catch the people that were doing it to dodge tax, shall we say. But don't forget, they've still risked buying that land and they're still farming and they're still producing food.
And the rate of return they get is pretty low compared to other investments.
0.3% in a good year. You know, they could put the money in the bank, or like you say, they could put it into Monte Carlo in an apartment and watch the Formula One.
So the landowners are actually helping the farming community because the rent they get is less than they could get on other investments, certainly less than they get to put cash in the bank.
Exactly. So I've rented land off, shall we say, rich landowners in the past. But because they've not really needed the return on investment, I've rented it very cheaply and I've been able to grow my business because of that. I don't really begrudge people buying land that have got money spare. It's better than putting it abroad.
And it then ensures that the farming community can continue. And British farming has been getting more and more efficient in recent years. It's actually been a success story.
It has, but the ability to feed ourselves goes down every year, especially as there's a lot more trees being planted, environmental things happening. Now, whether that's good or bad, the self-sufficiency of the UK is the least it's ever been since the Second World War.
Absolutely. And the environmental targets seem to encourage people to take land out of production, but unfortunately, and with the solar panels, not the lowest quality land, but sometimes the best agricultural land is being lost.
Yeah, the whole thing's done by the grid connection rather than the quality of the land, which is a shame. But the other thing is, as well, is for every pound that we don't produce of food in the UK, we have to import that. So that's more money leaving the economy.
And therefore less invested here, lower wages in this country, and it's all part of the country getting poorer.
Yeah, you know, and agricultural industry and family business and a lot of business, the economy is stalled 6 or 8 weeks ago, and that is something that we need to restart. And you know, we can sit down, we can talk to Rachel, and we can come up with something that works for everyone. But at the moment, it's not going to work for anyone. It's certainly not them.
Well, Ollie, thank you very much for joining me.
You've heard of a stocking filler? I can't even get it in. This is a barn filler. It's an absolute... Ooh, do you reckon they'll notice if I swap the tracks with the pod track? It's an absolute monster. Big weight on the front of it as well. It's going to need some lights, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nearly 8 steps to get in. Oh, it's bad enough going from the 724 to the 728 with an extra step. It's funny, it doesn't bend in the middle though, does it? Like, obviously the quad track bends in the middle. No PTO, camera on the back. That is going to need some serious amount of lights. Wonder, can we get any in here or not? I just get whitewash and cover it with whitewash and just say it's got snow on it rather than lights. We're going to need a cherry picker to get to the bonnet to put them on. Or do we just try and do all the edges? I don't know. We put green lights in that grill, get that light to light up green. That'd look good, wouldn't it? Oh, I wonder, could we put that hologram thing inside, actually? And then it looks enough room in there for that. Maybe we could cable tie it onto something. Don't even know where to start. Seemed a good idea at the time when I said, have you got anything big you can send? We put lights in here maybe, that glows up. That's fun. Is that even open? My dad exhaust comes out the side, isn't it? What a monster. Just looking, that's a lot easier to clean than the quad track, isn't it? Because they're smooth, they'll be a little bit fiddly, but you've not got these spokes to get all the muck into. Do you know what? I'm just like completely overwhelmed of where to even start. Just chuck us a football, Rob, and we'll have a game of football up here. It's proper high. We've gone all the way around the outline now. We're just finishing the cab off, and we've still got a few lights left, which is good. Well, this just cheered me up. The guy from Sheffield that must have sent Wardy a letter the other day sent me one as well. Got it to the wrong address, sent it to Brookhouse, so we've only got it today, not to the real address. Saying, why have I got a tri-axle trailer when I don't need a tri-axle trailer for carrying wood chip? If you watched closely, you'll see that that tri-axle trailer is not mine. There's quite a lot of funny things in this thing. So if you don't enjoy watching the videos, don't watch them. Go and watch someone else. And as for the how much a farm can make a year and stop moaning, do you want my overdraft? Anyway, I'm going to file out where it needs to go. Think we need more lights. I think there's 1,000 on that reel, to be fair. Looks all right, doesn't it? I keeps turning the flash on now on my phone, so it doesn't look as good when the flash is on. Let's see if I can get... Well, I will now. I don't... There you go, that's it without the flash on. Oh, I've not turned these lights on here. Wherever the thingy is. Oh, Morgan, come and look at this. Turn the lights off. And look at the difference between the ones you did and the ones Rob did. On the idlers, because that's on the inside. It's the whole dish is reflecting, whereas the one on the outside's not. That wants to go in there, doesn't it? Them lights need to be on that plane. Not that many on today's birthday bumper. Barney Barnes is 34. Bruce Wilson is 43. Dan Codling is on there, he's 48. Murray Island, big 7-0. Joe Maddox, get well soon. Also, Wardy, get well soon. He is lots better today. Definitely was something I think he'd eaten. And Ben is 62. So happy birthday, everyone there. And £81,850. Happy birthday. Also, Chris Ruddy, Charlotte's dad. Charlotte forgot to put him on, so I forgot to write it on. But happy birthday, Chris. Hope you had a good day. And I know you've been to a funeral, so you probably haven't, but happy birthday. If it's your birthday today and you're not on there, happy birthday. 4 tractors done. Sorry. Valtra's done. 728's done. Quad track's done. I'll show you a picture of that at the end today. Rob finished it yesterday. And now we've obviously got that Xerion done as well. Xerion out the workshop. Bateman going in now, ready for morning. What a peach. Don't know if you can see, but there's not much of a backlog here today in the merch kind of postal room at all. Ian spent Saturday and Sunday getting all them out, and obviously all yesterday as well, so thank you to Ian for that. But also, if you do want any merch, we can't guarantee it's going to be delivered, probably after Friday post, maybe Saturday. It's Christmas Day on a Wednesday. Man, some stuff that might go Saturday might make it in time, but yeah, if you did want any merch, be quick. If it says it's in stock on the website, it should be good, but you'll have to be quick. Rob's got the quad tracker out, and I think we need more lights on the Xerion, don't you? Bateman's in here now. If we take it on the run, unless we take a Valtra, I'm not sure from bounce. I'm not sure. Don't know what John wants to do. Gonna end the video now. Bit of a lazy video today, but I was knackered, so you've basically seen the GB news bit. But I thought it was a good interview, and he was a decent chap. So if you're not ready for the track run, do it as soon as you can, because there's not that many spaces left. And what else was I going to say? I can't remember. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.